So here we are again in the depths and hells of Bristol town centre. The plan today is to actually go to every single CEX that's within reach or within the Bristol South and North Bristol Common. So I'm going to head to, first of all, my favourite, start off strong, Bedminster. Then I'm going to head into the town centre, Bristol Broadmead. Then we're going to head out to Kingswood and finishing off in North Bristol, Yate. Yate, some would call it. You'll see when we get there. So yeah, we're going to try and hit all four today, see what happens, see what they've got, and hopefully come away with something. Maybe give it a ranking, but to be fair, all four are like half decent anyway. So we'll see what happens. So here we are at the CEX number 1 stop, which is Bedminster, and as I've alluded to already, I'm always very biased towards this store. It's my favourite one. Don't know why, there's no real reason to it. It's not in the nicest part of Bristol, but overall the staff are always brilliant, always helpful, always friendly, and the stock's always usually very, very good. You can see here like the PS1 and Mega Drive and everything is always put behind the shelf, which is of course standard nowadays anyway. Blasting through here, got all your tech, the phones as normal. There's a lot of Blu-ray, a lot of DVDs. This Nintendo Switch and PlayStation areas are always stacked up. Doesn't seem to be much organisation going on because there is so much stock at the moment that it's thrown in everywhere. The Switch 2 doesn't have its own dedicated area just yet. It will at some point, I'm sure, when the titles grow. But over here, more PlayStation, just flying through really. Xbox, plenty there. Everything in, well, multiple copies of everything really. Bit more Wii, some DS. Really fanboying over the DS at the moment, don't know why, it's just something I really want to up the collection for. Big stack of PlayStation, PS2 area here, like loads, but it's not really for me. I'm really concentrating on, like I say, the Mega Drive. The DS is kind of sidetracking me. I do have a copy of this Zelda game already. There was a lot of reprinted covers, as you can see, a lot of thieving going around in these areas now. Just the way it is. Had a quick flick through just to see if they did have anything in stock, and there was nothing there for me that day. Stop number 2, just finished at Bedminster. Now we're heading into the very centre, the Bristol Broadmead store. This is the newest store out of all 4 of them, to be honest. This was a revamp. It used to be like across 2 stories on a main high street, but it was so inaccessible. You had to like do what I'm doing now. I mean, this is equally inaccessible, but you have to literally park up. Bristol is awful for trying to travel around unless you are willing and prepared to pay for parking everywhere you go, and like the low emission charges. You can't go anywhere in Bristol now, as a side rant, in Bristol, unless you want to pay for it. This is the newest store, Bristol, bang in the town centre. It's huge. It's compared to every other store we've got here in Bristol. Like I said, it used to be across 2 stores on a main high street that was really inaccessible. This is a better location and it's huge, and there's such a mass stock, and it's probably the cleanest one out of all of them because it's so new. The Xbox has a lot, PlayStation has a lot of in stock. Everything seems to be relatively well organised. Zipping through across the tech section, I had a little bit of a boring situation here where I'm kind of looking for the SSD that I was talking about earlier. I actually picked one up at another store later on, so none of these are what I was after. It was all internal mainly, so forgive the boring part of this. A little more over to the right, there was like DVDs, and which was really strange. Box sets behind glass. Didn't expect to see that, but this is where we get to the good stuff. So you've got the GameCube, the N64, the Game Boys, box PlayStation, little bit of Amiibo and Sega right at the bottom there. Overall, there is quality there. The one thing that threw me is that there was an Ambernick thrown in on the left hand side, as you can see. Don't really know why they would put that in with, well, I guess because it's handhelds, that would make sense, I guess. It's just a bit strange to have it, which primarily looks like a Nintendo section. It kind of felt like they were trying to trick you into believing that was a Nintendo branded console as well. To the left you had a bit of DS and 3DS and Nintendo Wii stuff, and obviously the Nintendo Switch. A bit more along you had the PlayStation and all the mobile phones and everything. And as I'm panning at the end by the checkouts, I traded in all my games in the previous CEX, so got this voucher, and from this store, and from there left quite quickly and swiftly moved straight on to Kingswood. As I'm approaching, as you can see, the window display immediately here on the left. My only gripe with CEX is that the most expensive stuff always seems to be in the window. Like, you've got the Pokemon Stadium right there, it's in really good nick, but it's just getting absolutely roasted by the ultraviolets. I know I'm focusing on Mega Drive, but I couldn't help but admire that bit of Super Nintendo, Battletoads, and the Mario Party on the left. Some good Mega Drive stock there, like Chaos Engine and everything, but I do have it already. So there was no real need for me to pick anything up there. Had a scan through online, there was nothing really for me. Good Game Boy selection though, really good ones up on the board there. Panning around, you've got the PlayStation and the standard Wii stuff, and Wii U, PlayStation 3, Nintendo Wii, and of course the DS section again. Had a little look through, and of course I do have an extra voucher in my pocket that I haven't really explained about from a previous trade-in. Didn't really want to be wasting it on everything and anything I just see. There was a few Donkey Kong Bonanzas. That seems to be the trend at the moment, that Donkey Kong Bonanza is traded in a lot on the Switch too. Cult of the Lamb is one of my favourite games on the Switch, to be honest with you, and I didn't realise it's now going for £40 in CEX. I think I probably paid like 15 to 18 maybe when it was on its trajectory down, but that's going back when it, probably a year now at very least. Might have been longer than that I've had it, but really is a good game. Just one more little nose at the stock here again, the PlayStation and Master System original console at the bottom. I was so tempted to part ways for that Mario Party or the Battletoads. It was so reasonably priced. I didn't realise Battletoads was reasonably priced, especially that it came with a manual and a boxed version. Not in the best condition, but I was tempted to pull the trigger on it. I just didn't. I'm trying to remain focused on Mega Drive. Right, no good in Kingswood either. So that's 1 out of 3 that I've scored at, but that's it. Final stop, Yate CEX. Now this is our final store of the day. This is CEX Yate. It is a good stock. They do have some good stuff there. I've been going here for quite a while now. This was the most interesting thing for me, the most my favourite game on current generation probably has to be Astro Bot, and I know that's such a cliche and generic thing to say, but it's the first platinum I've done on PS5, and absolutely perfect in every way, that game. Just the way it calls back to so many different genres and different game series, it's brilliant. I recommend anyone with PS5 that has not played it or think it looks like a kid's game, because I certainly did, go play it. In the meantime, in here, as you can see, stock is still pretty good, all the decent stuff behind the glass. The only thing that threw me is they had Battlefield 1 on Xbox 360 at the very top behind glass, which didn't really understand that. I thought it was like a one-man game. Panning over here, you've also got the DS section again. There wasn't really anything there that really grabbed the eye. Spinning around to the next aisle, you've got the Switch and the Nintendo. The layout is all pretty decent. Everything was clean, everything was tidy, as you would expect. We've literally gone through everything, and the stock isn't blowing me away in this store, and it's comparable to everything else, but the only thing I had to pop back to was that controller, just because it's absolutely stunning. I mean, look at it. It's probably the best PS5 controller out there, but 125 quid, I'm not ready yet. So now let's just head back home and just have a quick chat and catch up about the stores that I've seen today. So as you can see, we're back, done the CEX runs. Overall, yeah, it was alright. I probably spent about 3 hours on the road today. But as you could see, we didn't really come away with much. The only real thing I ended up with was Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine on the Mega Drive. Didn't have it. It's now going to go firmly in here somewhere once I can get it all in order. Complete with manual, £45, but it was, as you saw, £40 of it was on a voucher. And the only other thing that I did get, which was very boring, was a 500 gig SSD, just for some spare space that I need for the laptop. So that's where we're at. That's how it ended. Overall, like I said, I'm biased when it comes to CEX Bedminster, the first one we went to. Stock all round was really good today. Can't really fault that at all. Everyone had a very good range. I was very, very tempted, as I said before, by the N64 and SNES Battletoads game and the Mario Party that was in Kingswood. But I've got to stay focused. I've got to stay on track for getting and completing the Mega Drive set. So that's where I'm at the moment. I hope you liked having a little look around Bristol CEXs today. If you can, just like, subscribe and all that stuff, so that I can, try and make sure this is relevant for me to do. And if you guys are enjoying it, I'd really appreciate a comment or something, even if it's just a single letter, don't care, anything, just so I can keep doing this and make it feel like it's worth doing. So thanks for watching if you do see this, and I'll see you next time.